So Bismillah, Assalamu alaikum. We were continuing with the Quranic part. We have not finished with that. So we'll just share the screen of the Quranic part and then we'll continue with the grammar part after that. Okay. We're almost towards the end. So taking the full ayat together. And those who do not know say, why does Allah not speak to us or a sign come to us? Thus said those before them, uttering similar statements, their hearts resemble each other. We have indeed made the signs clear for the people who firmly believe, right? So as we saw that the flavor of yuqinun is because of the verb that is used, and these things will be missed when we just see the translation. Indeed, we have sent you with the truth as a bearer of good news and a warner, and you will not be asked about the companions of the blazing fire. So the lessons and the dua plan is that lessons we've already seen once, and we revise that. Ignorant people say, why does not Allah directly address us or a sign comes to us? Similar questions were posed by deviated people in the past. Prophet's role is to convey the message. He is not responsible for their salvation. The duas that we'll make is help us become firm believers, help us to become muqineen, the people who have yaqeen, and we should study the Quran and increase the faith and ponder over it. With that, we come to the asma and af'al. So qawl is the saying, and the plural of qawl is aqwal. Qawm is people, and the plural of that is aqwam. Qawm by itself is a plural, but if there are multiple qawms, it is aqwam. Sahib is companion, and ashab is the plural of that. So ashab bil jahim is the companions of the jahim, of the fire. Ya'lamun is alima ya'lamu. Ya'lamun is a plural form. So alima ya'lamu is sami'a yasma'u. Alima ya'lamu i'lam, alim, ma'lum, and ilm. This is the basic form, trilateral form. The weak words we have qala, yaqulu, qul, qail, maqul, and qaul. And ata, ata is to come. Ata, ya'ti, itti, atin, ma'tiyun, and ityan. And when it is followed by a b, it becomes bring. Ati b means to bring or to get. So sa'ala, yas'alu, and with that we have the passive form yus'alu. Okay, so sa'ala, yas'alu, sal is order. Sal Bani Israel is gone before. So sal is the order. Sa'il, the person who asks. Mas'ul, the thing that is asked. Su'al is the asking. Kallama is the second form. So on the pattern of allama, qallama, yuqallimu, kallim, mukallim, the person who speaks. Mukallam, the thing that is spoken. Taklim is speech or speaking. Tashabaha we saw is tadarasa pattern. So tashabaha, yatashabahu, tashabah, mutashabih, and tashabuh. So this is used in three types. One is it is used in the second form. Shabbaha, shubbiha is used for that. Then tashabaha is the most commonly used 10 times, and it is also used in the seventh form. Okay. Then we have bayana on the allama pattern. Bayyana, yubayyinu, bayyin, mubayyin, mubayyan, and tabyin. Right. And to firmly believe is yaqana, yaqeen. And on the fourth form, ayqana, ayqana, yuqinu, ayqin, muqin, muqan, and iqanun. Iqanun is the belief, to have firm belief. May Allah Ta'ala make people with iqan, right, which have a firm belief. Or we can say, make us muqinun, from the muqinun, people who have yaqeen. So muqinun will be in the rafa state, and muqinin will be in the jar or nasab state. So isme maf'ul of ati, ati is, isme maf'ul is what? Atin, ma'tiyun, ityan, or ya'ti, right? So it will be ma'tiyun. Okay, we just saw that. Kallama, isme fa'il is with a zabar, muqallam, mukallim, sorry, allim, mukallim, mukallim. Singular of aqwam is simple, qawm. Okay. So with that, we are done with the Quranic part, and inshallah we will continue with the grammar part, and then take the questions in the end. Surprisingly, I think, I don't know, but I feel that the time has gone faster today. Okay. So in the grammar today is actually a very basic lesson, which normally is done in the beginning of a lot of things where Quran, where Arabic is being taught. And this is the pairs that we were talking about. Okay. So Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah, Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri, wahlul uqdatan min lisani, yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So we are doing Understand Al Quran the Easy Way, course 5, and we are doing grammar of page 17 with a pointer D. So today, first pair that we have seen before is the hurf jar and the effect of that hurf jar on the noun. Today we are going to see isma and the sifat of the ism. So this is in grammar called sifat mausuf. The first pair is the preposition followed by a noun in the jar state or the kasra, and now we are going to see sifat mausuf, which means adjective and noun, and we'll see how it goes. So sarf and nahu, we have seen this, how the alphabets form different forms. This is sarf, and nahu is how the pairs are formed. If you see, there are 4 things here. Fil ardi is the preposition followed by the noun, and baitun kabirun is what we are going to do today. That is sifat mausuf. Zalikal bait, that we are not done, we'll do it later. So these are the 4 types of pairs, but what we are going to do today is the second pair, baitun kabirun. Okay, so we saw that the sentences could be of 4 types. Ismiya, which means Allahu Ghafurun, both in the Rafa state, Allahu Ghafurun. Then with Inna we have Inna Allah Nasab state and Ghafurun. Inna Allah Ghafurun. So the noun followed by Inna is in the Nasab state. Qan Allahu Ghafuran. Qan Allahu Ghafuran. Here the noun is in the adjective is in the Nasab state. Khalaqallahu al-arda. Created Allah the earth. Okay. So this is fi'liya. So we have ismiya, we have with inna, with kana, and we have fi'liya. These are the 4 pairs. First of one, which we've already done, which is hurf jar. Then now we are going to see sifa. So noun and sifa baitun kabirun. So the second is what we are doing, and we have already learned about the rafa state, the nasab state, and the jar state. Muslimun, musliman, muslimin. So Musliman rafa state, nasab state is Musliman, and preposition after preposition is hurf jar. So Ja'a Muslimun, a Muslim came in the rafa state. Ra'a Zaidun Musliman, Zaid saw a Muslim. So because Muslim is the object, it is in the nasab state. Sami'a Zaidun, Zaid heard min Muslimin, from a Muslim, and this here Muslim is in the jar state because of min. Right, so now we are going to learn the second pair, ism and sifat. So like baitun kabirun is, bait is the ism and kabirun is the sifat of this ism. So house big instead of a big house. Why? I saw a big black scary hairy insect, or was it a bear? In Arabic you say the thing first, insect, and then talk about its features. So what I'm trying to say here is, in English we will say big house. Big will come first and house will come afterwards, right? But in Arabic we'll say house big. The house will come first, the noun will come first, and the adjective will come afterwards. This is the difference in English and Arabic. So in English what happens is that the adjective will come first, big house, but in Arabic it will be house big. The noun will come first and the adjective will come afterwards, right? That's the only difference in English and Arabic. So baitun kabirun is in the rafa state, baitan kabiran is in the nasab state, and baitin kabirin is in the jar state. We'll take this and then make sentences for us to know. Haza baitun kabirun. This house is big, or this is a big house, right? So this is the simple sentence, right? Haza, this, baitun kabirun, this house is big. When it is in the nasab state, ra'a zaidun, Zaid saw, baitan kabiran, Zaid saw a big house, right? So here we have it in the nasab state because Zaid is seeing this big house. So after preposition is Zaidun fi baitin kabirin. Zaid is in a big house, right? So this is all the 3 states that the sifat mausuf can play. Now sifat mausuf will always be in the same i'rab as you see here. Baitun kabirun, baitan kabiran, and baitin kabirin both will follow the same i'rab. This is the learning for today. So example of jar state of a singular noun and its attribute. Example of a jar state of a singular noun and its attribute. So we have sifat and mawsuf in the jar state. So it should be baitin kabirin. So we search where is baitin kabirin? Here, baitin kabirin. Huwa fi baitin kabirin. That is the answer. What they want a jar is only there here, and its attribute is also having a jar state. Right. So B is the answer. Example of the nasab state of bait kabir is what? So they have not put the Arab here, so that we have to search for the Arab. The nasab state of Fatha, the affected state. Okay. So where is the nasab? Is here. Baitan kabiran. Ra'aitu. Ra'aitu, I saw. Ra'aitu baitan kabiran. I saw a big house. Why it is a? Because it is fatha tain. Two fathas.
Tanween.
Yes, tanween. So ra'aitu baitan kabiran. I saw a big house. Singular. Okay. So many things. Just this Arab tells us so many things, whether it is singular, whether it is plural, whether it is masculine, whether it is feminine. We don't need to write each thing separately. But when we are seeing these words, we have to pick up whether what it is, whether the feminine, masculine, singular, plural, dual, whatever. Okay. So the jar state of bait kabir is baitin kabirin. So zaidun fi baitin kabirin. Right. This is the answer. The jar state. How second pair is made? Made of a singular noun and its attribute, made of demonstrative pronoun plus noun plural, made of preposition plus noun, and made of preposition plus noun. So the second pair is, we know that it is noun and adjective. So it is made of noun and adjective. It is not a preposition, right? So made up of a singular noun and its attribute. This is the second pair. First was the jar state. Fi, fil ardi, baitun kabirun, right? So pair of noun and its attribute. So we have to see where is the noun and its attribute. Fi, fil baiti is not noun and attribute. Haza baitun is not a noun and attribute. Baitun kabirun is the noun and attribute. Baitullahi is not, is mudaf ilayhi. Okay. So baitun kabirun. Now we take another example with TPI. Muslimun sadiqun, or true Muslim. Muslimun sadiqun, true Muslim. So Rafa state Muslimun sadiqun, nasab state Musliman sadiqan, and preposition Muslimin sadiqin. Right. So these are the different states of the sifat and mawsuf. Remember, sifat and mawsuf will always have the same i'rab, whether it is al, whether it is without al, whatever i'rab is there, the state is going to be same. That is the indicator of sifat and mawsuf. So ja'a muslimun sadiqun. So came a truthful Muslim. Ra'a Zaidun, Zaid saw Musliman Sadiqan. Zaid saw a true Muslim. With his deeds, he saw that this is a true Muslim. Sami'a Zaidun, Zaid heard min Muslimin Sadiqin, from a true Muslim. Right? So this is how the jar is there with Muslimin Sadiqan. If we add al to it, the sifat and mawsuf both will have al. So al Muslimu al-sadiqu will be al-muslimus sadiqu. Al-muslimus sadiqu. Okay, because it is the Shamsi word. The first state and the nasab state will be al-muslimas sadiqa, and the jar state is al-muslimis sadiqi. Okay, so this is with the al, one of the tanween is dropped. Okay. So ja'al muslimu sadiq, muslimus sadiqu, came the truthful Muslim. Okay. Ra'a Zaidun, Zaid saw al Muslima sadiqa, the truthful Muslim. Sami'a Zaidun, heard min al muslimis sadiqi, from a true Muslim. How to translate into Urdu or English an Arabic sentence of noun and its attribute, right? So first noun and then its attribute. So in English, we know that we have the adjective coming first and the noun coming afterwards. So there is first the noun, then its attribute. So first the noun's attribute, then the noun. So in Urdu also we say bada ghar, big house. So Urdu and English both, we have the noun coming, the attribute coming first, right? And then the noun is followed by it. All are wrong. First noun side. First nouns attribute, then the noun. Actually, it's first the noun comes and then the attribute of the noun will come.
But translation barabar hai. all around is in translation anything can happen.
In translation will depend upon, but normally when we say big house, big will come first and the house will come afterwards. But in Arabic, house big, the house will come first.
Sometimes it comes like that.
Yes.
But in sentence it becomes like that only. A big house. The house is big.
Yes. No. So the house is big is a sentence. That will be al baitu kabirun will be a complete sentence. Correct? We have seen that before. On
pairs. In pair form, it will be like that.
Correct. Okay. So now we'll take some examples from the Quran, which we know already and understand the same concept. So simply we say this so many times. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أعوذ, I seek refuge. Billahi, with Allah. Min, from. Ash-shaytani, from the shaitan. Now because of this al here also we have an al. Ash-shaytanir rajim. Because of this al, we have an al here also. Okay, I'll just highlight this. Okay, so the sifat and mawsuf al, and here also we have al. Here we have kasra min, because of min we have shaitani, and that's why we have a rahim, rajimi, right? Then from Surah Al-Fatiha we have ihdina, guide us. Ihdina sirat. This is in nasab state. As-siratal mustaqim. This is because this is sirata, and this is also in the same state. No, sorry, this is sirata mustaqim.
Yeah, mansub, both are mansub.
Both are mansub, right? No, I thought this ya, no, this is not ya, this is because of that. So that will be seen in the last part. وَذَلِكَ الْفَوْزُ الْمُبِينَ. وَذَلِكَ, and that al-fawz is attainment or success. Mubin, clear, that is clear success. So here also we have al, we have fawzu and mubinu, right? This is again in the rafa state. Here we have it in the nasab state. Okay, and first we have in the jar state because of this min. These are the different forms in the Quran where we have different i'rab coming because of each of the changes. Okay, we'll see some more. So choose noun and its attribute in A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Which is the noun and attribute? Noun is the shaitan and attribute is rajim. Okay, so the A is the answer. Okay, translate into Arabic. Guide us to the straight path. This is simple. Ihdina.
Ihdina siratal mustaqim.
So that is B is the answer. Now other examples from the Quran. وَإِلَهُكُمْ إِلَهٌ وَاحِدٌ. Wa and ilahukum, your ilah, ilahum wahidun. Both are having same. But when we are stopping, we are going to say wahid. Okay. So, but when we are listening to wahid, we have to try to imagine that this is actually wahidun. Only because of stopping, we are reading it as wahid. Okay. But while writing, the tanween rules are going to be with tanween. Ilahum wahidun, single God. So here tanween also indicates that it is singular. Your God is one God. Ilahun. It could just, this was also enough. Ilahukum ilahun is also enough because ilahun indicates that it is one. But Allah is adding the word wahidun to confirm that one only. Okay. Waqulu, order. Qul is the order. Qulu is order for plural. Waqulu lahum, to them. What qulu lahum? Qawlam ma'rufa. Qawl is the saying. Qawlan is singular. Qawlan ma'rufan. Qawlan ma'rufan. Qawl is saying and ma'ruf is appropriate or kind or good. Right? Say,
word of kindness.
Good words of kindness. So the root word here is arafa. Ma'ruf comes from arafa. Arafa is something that is known, which means it is known to be good. So normally abuses are not known. Abuses are something which is not liked to be said. So that's why ma'ruf means something, known things which are good, right? So speak to them with a good good word or the words which are known, not bad words.
Well known.
Innahu, indeed he, indeed it, la Qur'anun Kareem, Qur'anun Kareemun. So this again Sifat Mawsuf. Sifat is the Kareem and the noun is Al-Qur'anu. Innahu, la indeed it, la surely, Qur'anun Kareem, a noble Qur'an, fi in, kitabim maknoon, kitabim maknoonin. Here again it is both Sifat Mawsuf are in the same i'rab, kitabin maknoonin, Qur'anun Kareemun. Fi, because of this fi we have this in kasra, kitabin maknoonin, kitabim maknoon. Indeed it is a noble Quran in a register well protected. Okay, so this is how Sifat Mawsuf works. The noun will also have the same i'rab and the adjective also have the same i'rab. If it has al, it will get al. If it is in the jar state, it will be in jar state. If it is nasab or everything, they will be the same for both noun and adjective. But when we are stopping, like ilahun wahid, qawlam ma'rufa, and kitabim maknoon, even if you are stopping, we have to know that this is a Sifat Mawsuf. So wa ilahukum ilahu wahid, translate wa and ilahukum, your ilah, your God, wa ilahu wahid is one God. So D will be the answer, and your God is one God. Wa ulu, and you all say, lahum, to them, speak to them, qawlam ma'rufa, qawl, speech, ma'ruf, of kindness.
Yeah.
So and speak to him, no, speak to them. So speak to
Yes.
us, and speak to them words of appropriate kindness. No, this is wrong. Him is wrong.
Speak to him. Him, wrong, na?
Wrong.
It will be D.
It will be D, right? No, it will be Wow is also there. And
parents.
words of appropriate kindness. So and is also there. So work. So the C is the right answer. They are wrong. Okay. Right, so alhamdulillah, with this we have done. So this lesson is a very basic lesson, which, as I said, is covered in most of the Arabic classes in the initial phase itself, where they start with nouns and then they start mudaf mudaf ilayhi. But here we had a different approach. We have started taking things that we already know. So as we saw, Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, shaitanir rajim is adjective and noun, but we are learning it quite towards the end. But now we're learning it towards the end because with this now we know that what state it is going to be in, whether it is going to be in the rafa state, whether it is going to be in nasab state, or it is going to be in the jar state, right? So that is the learning for today. So any questions in either the ayah or the grammar part, we can take it now.
One of the quiz, no, the pairing of this Sifat Mawsuf was shown wrongly. I think that should be paired as singular noun plus something, but it should not be like that. Although they are equal and similar in all respect. If it is plural, both are will be plural. It is
singular, both will be So we took just the masculine examples.
If it is dual, then both will be dual.
We just took the masculine examples today, but it can be for anything. If it is dual, the adjective will also be dual. If it is feminine, the adjective will be feminine. If it is having al, the adjective will have al. If it is whatever form it is, it will follow the same state. So we have already learned the different states of the nouns and the plurals also. So that will also follow the same states, the accusative case or the genitive case, inshallah.
In the Quran section, this ayati, why it is not? Qad bayyana al-ayati. Why it is jar?
Qad bayyana al-ayati. Yeah. So ayat is actually plural, and in that in the plural of ayatun, ayat will always remain that way in the accusative case.
Is it mudaf mudaf qad bayyana al-ayati?
No. Al-ayat. See, like we have samawat and ayat, where that ends with ata. Okay. So in that
original form is a marfu, no? Ayatun, samawatun. But before if comes fi or
no,
mudaf,
so samawatun. No, that's what I'm saying. Samawatun is not there. It is always samawat only. So it would either be samawat or samawat or samawati. Only two options are there. That's why ayati will be there. So in a lot of places in the nasab state, it is ayati only. Kad bannal ayati. See, a lot of places we have samawati. So in the nasab state, we have ati. I'll just write that and show you so that becomes clear. Okay. Okay. So the things that I'll just check. I'll take a bigger one so that.
No, it is in jar state. No?
It is in it is in nasab state also. It is ati the kasra. This is nasab state. Okay. And the rafa state is
Mati.
the with a fatha. Okay. And the jar state and the nasab state is both ati.
Correct.
Right?
Both are jar. Yeah, right.
But the
Like
bayyannal ayati is actually in the nasab state.
Right. In
Okay.
the sense here, dono it is a jar. Right.
Yes.
Like Muslimatin.
Right. Muslimatin is different because it is a tam marbuta. Here, this is not a tam marbuta. This is samawata is plural, and this plural will have only two states with a fatha and a kasra. So the fatha it is a rafa state, and with the kasra it is the nasab state and jar state both. So the kad bayyannal ayati is actually the nasab state. We have cleared the ayat. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
So if others are not understood, it's okay. There's a little different case situation, but just remember that I'll just take the smaller one and change the color so that I can. In the ayat and the samawat, the ata is the rafa state. Okay, and with the kasra is the nasab and jar state both. This is the difference with the ata. So if you understand, it's okay. If you don't, it's still fine. It is you do not get worried about it, inshallah. Okay, any other questions?
Arsalnaka. It is a verb form, na? Arsalnaka, which verb is it?
So what are the root words there? Rasala, and what is the form? Fourth form. Arsala, arsala yursilu, arsal na, we send down, or we send. Rasala is to send. So arsala is bhejna kisi ko. And the action is around somebody else. So fourth form. Arsala, arsalna, we send. Right. So aslama, aslamna, arsala, arsalna. Okay, understood. Fourth form. For the root words rasala, we get arsala, and when it is coming on the plural first person, it becomes arsalna. Allah Ta'ala uses a royal plural for himself. That's why arsalna, and then ka is for you. We send down you. We send you down, or we send to you, or we send you simply as a Bashira wa Nazira.
Isme file is Rasul, na, in this. Rasul. Isme file of this. Arsal.
Rasul is not the isme file of this. Rasala is Rasul is the isme file. This is Arsala. So Arsala we have what is the thing? Islam. Irsal. Irsal will be the verbal noun of the fourth form. Rasul is the noun for the basic form. Rasala. Understood or no? I want me to write down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just write down. So the word we have root words are ra, seen, and lam. So the trilateral form we have Rasul and Rusul as the plural. Okay, and the form that we have here is Arsala, is a fourth form. Arsala yursilu. Okay, and the verbal noun of this will be Aslama yuslimu, Islam. So we'll have Irsal. Okay, so Irsal is the verbal noun of Arsala. and Rasala, the third trilateral basic form, is Rasul and Rusul plural. That is a verbal noun of that. Okay.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. Right. So any other questions? I'll keep the board on so that I can write and draw. So good. These kind of questions, when they come, then at least things get a little more clear to you. And only when these things get clear, the flavor or the the difference will be more apparent. So like just one difference of use of the verb, that is the depth of the Quran. That's the beauty of the Quran. The word we started is yuqinun. With using the word yuqinun, Allah Ta'ala has made it eternal. You understood that point today?
What are the said?
Mm-hmm.
We are not able to hear.
No, yuqinun word that we saw today.
Yeah, that is.
Allah Ta'ala used the verb there. So by using the verb, this ayat has become eternal. It is applying to today also and the future also. So what I was saying, that this is the beauty of the Quran. So if you understand these subtleties, then you will enjoy it more. When you read the translation, this point is completely lost.
Right.
You see the translation, what does it say? For the people who believe. Right? It doesn't tell us the eternity. It doesn't tell us the thing that it is going to be continuous. So with the learning of grammar, we get this beauty of the Quran. So if you see any translation, it will say for the people who believe.
Normally, this in the before this min qablihim and misla qawlihim. Normally, preposition is making the noun jar, but here it is a huruf qabli. So here, and it is exception. And misla qawli also a mudaf. It also misla is a.
Yeah, but because of that misla, it is giving kasra there.
Right.
So misla is the full word which is giving kasra to the.
Like this, no?
Like we have ka also gives rise to a kasra to the noun, right? So misla is giving kasra to that qawl, misla qawlihim.
So both are exception, I think.
No, misla as a word, whatever is followed by the misla will always be in kasra. Will always have kasra. So like we have ka word, any word that is coming after ka will have a kasra. So for example, if
original will be this no in maruf, this mislun hota hai na, iska misla ho gaya. Because it is a mansub form.
This is the nasab, correct. There's a nasab form. That's why we have misla. But the word following it, for example, if we have say ka,
it is mudaf ilay, no? Misla qawlihim.
Misla qawlihim is like the example of. But what I'm trying to say is misla and ka both say if we have tufah.
Correct. It is similar.
Tufah.
Kamisli.
Kamisli, like. So misla, whatever word follows by misla will also always be in the kasra state. You can consider it mudaf ilayh, and that's why the kasra also, that is also okay. Right? Any other questions?
If you see the fail file maful bhi, then qala allazina qablahum misla. That misla become maful bihi, no? So it is mansub.
That's why it is mansub. That's right. Okay. So any other questions?
This is actually in dialogue form. That is, it appears to be like why it is become, yukallimuna. Allah speaks to us.
Yeah.
It is like.
Yeah, because it is. Form. Yeah, it is a speech that is following it.
People are English. Or
yes.
The way he comes like.
Correct. So no. In English, it will have inverted commas that tells us, but here we have to see the meaning and understand that these are inverted commas.
In book also they have put inverted comma before why not.
Yeah.
And ending with a sign.
Correct.
Not Allah speaks to us or come to us with a sign. Like that.
This is what the people of all times have been saying, and they will keep saying that why is this not happening and why is that not happening. thinking that things should happen according to their whims and fancies. But Allah Ta'ala has His own plan, and Allah knows what best to do. And the point, that take home point, is that only if you're going to have yaqeen, then only you're going to be able to get the truth of the message, or the clarity of the message. That's why the qad bayyana al-ayati liqawmi yuqinun, that is the most powerful part of the ayat.
Those who are having iman and
Those
hidayat
who are
from
having
Allah,
iman, those who are going to have iman, so
Yeah.
we have to pray that we have people
their heart will be
of
opened.
yuqinun, of iqan. Iqan will be the verbal noun. Iqanun, like we saw irsal, iqan.
Yaqan.
In Surah Baqarah, in the beginning also, na, wo bil akhirati hum yuqinun.
Right, yuqinun, correct.
Yeah, this is repeated.
Okay. Anything else? Any other discussion? Right. So then no discussion. Then inshallah we can stop here and then continue for the next week. Right. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Wa alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.